Hey, Martin. Hey, Martin. Can you hear me? I'll wait to see if you can hear me there for a response. Till then, start setting up the saw. All right, perfect. You can hear. So, how was your Christmas? As always, salt water, a little bit of iodine in the saw. And we are going to start replugging some corals this morning. It's kind of a good problem I have, and that is that the corals are all overgrown. They're plugs in my frag system, and I have to stop them from growing all over my racks. So, you can join me in taking care of this problem, and we can talk about anything you guys want. Nice. You went to Quebec, eh, during the holidays? That's cool. So the saw is all set up. We're ready to go. I'll show you real quick why we're going to do what we're doing today. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this, but can you see that? Like it's extremely overgrowing the plug. That is a rainbow loom frag. So that's what you can come to expect. If you're grabbing frags for me, that would be a rainbow loom frag that I sell for $50. But we're going to take the base off of this because it's overgrown the rack. So I have, how many of these? One, two, three. I have four of them like this. So we're going to replug them. And I'll simply cut it off the plug. Like so. That base, I'll just get rid of. Get some plugs. Glue. And we'll just reattach it to a new plug. We won't have to worry about it growing on my rack anymore. A little bit of glue on there. There you go. Been replugged. That's what we're gonna be doing today, guys. Replugging some corals. Uh, it's a necessary evil. Okay, here's another example of why I do it. There's two more rainbow looms. You can see they've actually grown together. We'll break them apart, and then I'll replug them both. These frags are actually large enough I could frag them again, but I'm not going to. You know, I actually am going to split this one. All right, Martin, I still have one more. To be honest with you, it's actually the biggest of the four that I had. It's a pretty substantial piece. I'll show it to you actually right now. And yeah, I'll keep that piece for you. Let me just grab it and I'll show it to you. This piece is actually huge. Best $50 you're gonna spend, I'll tell you. Look at the size of that. Darn near a small colony. I won't take the base or anything off. You can come down and you can grab it. But there it is. That piece is yours, Martin. Yeah, yeah, it's huge. Yeah, like I said, it's a good problem to have, but a necessary evil to replug these pieces because I can't have them growing all over my rack. It does become a it does become a nuisance, especially when different different species start growing into each other, and we have to take care of that, and we don't want any coral warfare happening in the tank. So I actually want to straighten out the cut on this one. Just put a brand new blade on this saw this morning too, so it's cutting really nice. That would be kind of your standard size frag, but hopefully you guys can see this. I didn't put any kind of filter on the camera. I guess I could have, so you could have saw the colors better, but you get the point. Actually gonna straighten out the bottom on this one as well. There we go. Now it'll sit better on the plug. Michael, I do see water. Oh, do I use water in my saw? Absolutely. You weren't here when I first started the stream, but I use water and I also use a little bit of iodine in the saw. I just find that since I've been doing that, uh, my losses when I cut coral has been a lot less. So I I put some iodine in, say 6 or 8 drops, and and then of course the salt water. It just helps with the losses. So there's the rainbow loons, Martin. I cut that one, giant one for you. You can make arrangements to come down here and pick it up. So next, I'm going to cut up some of the green slimers I have. Again, same thing. They're overgrowing the plug. See if you guys can see that. Look at the size of that frag, guys. It's giant. So I'm going to take this down in size and I'm going to replug it. So what I did with this one is I just cut the length of it. I cut it into two, and I made 2 frags out of that one. Really keep it from spraying up. Guys, my computer, just so you guys know, my computer's behind me, so if I don't answer you immediately, I will try to. I turn around, I look at the computer, see if you guys are commenting or saying anything. So just saw here, how do I keep the water from spraying all over the place? Um, the best thing I found to do with that is it's how much water you put in the saw. Like I put in more or less just enough water to kind of cover the sponge in the bottom of the saw. So there's really only about maybe half an inch of water in the bottom of the saw. You kind of just want enough that some water is dripping out when you're cutting and no more than that. So if you're getting a huge amount of water spraying out all over the place, your water is too deep in the reservoir below. Just put less water in there and it should stop that issue. I'm just gonna let those slimers set up and then I'll show you guys those. I'll go grab another one. So I got 2 more here. I'm gonna do something a little different with these guys. As you can see, it's really starting to throw branches out right at the base. So instead of cutting the base off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the stem off of this plug, kind of the stem that I'm holding. And then I'm going to glue this plug and what you see in my hand onto a slightly larger disc. So that way we don't lose all that new growth on the bottom of this frag. So the plug that it's on now, just for reference so you guys can understand what I mean, this would be the plug that it's on now. And this is going to be the plug that I'm going to glue it to. So you can see the plug size difference there. And then that way I won't lose all that new growth, or sorry, whoever the customer is for this piece, they won't lose all that new growth starting at the bottom. So that's what we're going to do with this one and one more. So I'll just take that stem off the bottom. All right. So we cut both of those. Grab two of the larger plugs, throw a little glue on them, and we'll get them glued into place. So we got a couple of new videos going to be coming out. I'll be shooting a new video probably in the next day or so. Update video on the 20-gallon Nano, and we'll be replacing the kind of the stock pump that comes with that tank, which is the JBJ 20-gallon. We'll be replacing it and upgrading that pump. I'm probably going to have to open up the teeth in that Nano because I don't think it'll handle the flow to the new pump, but we'll see what happens. But that video will be coming out soon. So there you go, guys. See if you guys can see them. So we replugged, and now these guys here, we didn't lose. Sorry, I'm trying to look behind me to see what I'm doing here. So we didn't lose all that new growth, and we put it onto a larger plug. So whoever picks this piece up, they're going to get all that new growth as well as the original frag. Obviously, we try not to throw away as much as possible. So we'll get these guys back in to the tank. And next up is going to be, I have some really beautiful pieces of creamsicle, and we're gonna have to frag those up as well. They're kind of getting out of hand. So sorry guys, I'm just kind of repositioning some frags in the tank here as we go to. Okay, so next up, you know what? I think, okay, well, we'll do those ones next. Yeah, we're gonna do some creamsicles here. Again, these ones are just like the rainbow looms where they're extremely overgrown. And I need to kind of stop that because they're actually starting to get really close to growing onto other pieces. And obviously we don't want that. Well, there's 5 of them. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm on here. You can see how much they've encrusted here. You know, like again, kind of it's a really good problem to have. Dropping them, on the other hand, is not a good idea, which is exactly what I just did. However, I'm sure it'll be fine. But this is why I'm replugging them. I have noticed that my growth has really started to take off, and I think a lot of it has to do with how heavily I'm dosing the calc washer now. Dosing it according to my pH. I'm just going to take these bases off all these pieces. There we go. So we took the bases off all five. Yeah, 5 second rule when you drop them. Yeah, I actually lost a nice frag of purple stylo a couple of days ago for exactly that reason. And what happened was I had a bucket just below where I'm fragging here, and it was a mixture of vinegar and water, and I was soaking some pumps and that in it, and of course I dropped that frag right into that bucket. I got it out immediately, but it didn't matter. That frag was dead the next day, unfortunately. But lesson learned. I will not keep a bucket of stuff that I'm soaking below where I'm fragging ever again. And as a matter of fact, that piece that just fell, it fell into that bucket, but that bucket has since now been emptied, so it would have fell in that bucket again. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. These are creamsicles. This is actually a dynamite piece. My colony's growing really well. I really love this piece. It's a nice orange and peach color. Really, really nice piece. Again, just putting them onto a new plug. Some of these bigger ones here I'm going to put onto bigger discs to give them a little more time, a little more room to grow. My motor and gearbox for the Reef Mat 1200. If you've watched my previous video I released, I think it was yesterday or the day before. That motor and gearbox is due to arrive today. So we can get that reef mat back up and going. So there you are, guys. You can see there, they've all been replugged, and we're good to go. They'll stop growing all over my rack like they have been. Next pieces that we're going to frag or replug, sorry. I think I have to do some I have to do some, let's see, Sunset Monty. I have to do a whole bunch of the Reef Raft Wowzers. I have to do some Wolverines. Lots of stuff. But we'll keep picking away here and keep chatting about whatever you guys want. I'm going to do the wowzers now because I have a ton of them. I'm actually overstocked in these. Martin, I don't know if this is another piece you want, but if you do, let me know. And I can refrain from cutting one of them. These frags are absolutely giant. You're probably not going to see frags this size anywhere else. The reason that mine are so huge is because this particular acro grows extremely fast and extremely well for me. And it's just kind of almost out of hand. Well, as you can see, well, these pieces here, these are the reef wrap wowzers, giant frags, but they're all overgrown. So we're going to frag these down and make them more manageable size. I apologize, guys, if I'm sniffling here. I'm still sick. Let's see. Martin, yes, I'll grab one for sure. Okay, you know what, Martin? Just because you've been such a good customer for me, I'll show you what I'm going to do for you. Today's special. Here it comes. See, this is actually a colony. I'm going to give you this whole colony for the price of a frag. That's what you're going to get, Martin. Okay? So I won't touch this piece. This is yours. It'll go along with the other one. Come and get them. All right, so I'm going to take down all these wowzers and work away. I haven't talked much about a lot of the pieces that I have, but I will tell you guys I have a lot of up and coming pieces that I have never cut that I will have on my website in the future. I got a couple of nice millies in here that I've never put up on my site. My TSA Princess Peach, I now have that back in stock. It's not on my site yet, but it will be. I'm going to have the purple stylo, which I've never ever posted before. The yellow tip acro. Let's see, what else do I got in here? I have the Reef Wrap Watermelon Sugar High. I have the Holy Grail is back again. Yeah, guys, I have Robin Hood. I just released a piece of that. What else do we got in here? Miyagi Torque. It's going to be coming back. So lots of new stuff. I have Greg's Unicorn, which again is another brand new piece that I've never had before. It's to the size now where I can start taking frags. So you're going to see lots of new stuff coming out from me. And the site's just going to keep growing. You want a Princess Peach as well. Ooh. Haven't even posted them up yet, Martin, and you're already trying to steal them, are you? Yeah, we'll keep one for you, buddy. Let's see, what else am I going to have coming out in the near future? Vivid Confetti, Pinky the Bear. Not right now, they're not ready yet, but Pinky the Bear will definitely be ready before the Vivid Confetti. The Vivid Confetti is getting close. However, it is a little bit of a stubborn piece. It seems to grow and then stop and do nothing for quite a while, and then it'll start growing again. So hopefully it decides to start going again. It's kind of like how Walt Disney is for me. I have a Walt Disney in my tank that I have had forever, and that piece just, it refuses to grow for me. I've tried it high in the tank, I've tried it low in the tank, I've tried it in high flow, low flow, I've tried it in my other tanks. For whatever reason, I don't know what my tank seems to be lacking, but obviously something that Walt Disney does not like, because it just refuses to grow for me, and it's actually really frustrating. But we'll keep plugging away. We'll hopefully get it to grow one day. I've had other pieces do this to me, and a year or two later, they just all of a sudden say, "Hey, I'm going to start growing for you now." Well, we'll see what happens, I guess. We're just getting all these pieces on the plugs. So another thing that we got in the works right now is I am considering, now it's just a consideration at the moment, but I am considering starting another series. I'm looking at some smaller tanks. I'm thinking maybe around a 10 or a 12 gallon nano. And I'm thinking about doing a kind of like a full mushroom tank with some high-end mushrooms. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. Uh, Starting to get into more mushrooms, so I think I'd like to see a full mushroom tank. I think it'd be excellent. All right, so there we have it. We've replugged all of those. These are the refrap wowsers. They're more of a manageable size now. Still huge frags, but they're definitely more manageable. Get these back in the tank. Next up, we'll be cutting some. We'll probably do the Sunset Millie. I have a few of those I need to cut. Kind of replug. All right, we'll grab these Sunset Millies. I think these guys here, I may just put them onto larger plugs as well. We only have a couple of these. Yeah, we're gonna just put these ones on larger plugs and keep the base that we have. All right, there we go. 3 Sunset Millies. We'll get these put onto some larger plugs. And we'll let these keep growing for somebody. There you see there. Again, beautiful size frags. Try to always make sure that you're getting what you're paying for. You're getting I try not to sell little tiny nubs that, we all know that we see them elsewhere. And I try to make sure that all the pieces are in great health and healed and growing before I sell them. I have had people ask me for fresh cuts. Um, if I do that, they take them at their own risk. I really do not like doing that. However, I warned them prior, but I prefer not to do that. I prefer to sell them once I know that they're healed and they're growing well. If they still make the option to purchase it as a fresh cut, then they're taking that risk. And I let them know that it's at their own risk, because I would not normally sell a piece like that. All right, so got those back in the tank. I'm just kind of having a look at what else we got here we can replug. I'm actually fighting with a forest fire at the moment. All right, next up, I'm going to replug some Wolverines that have gotten out of hand as well. You got 3 or 4 of them here that have overgrown. They're growing on the rack. Yeah, I also have going to be coming out too. I'm going to be posting up in the next couple days a Dragon Slayer. I just posted up Marvin the Martian. I have a new release by me. It's Niagara Fire Corals Peaches and Cream, which is a tenuous, really nice piece. All right, so we got some pretty overgrown. These are Wolverines. So again, we're going to take these down, replug them. What we're going to do with these, I'm going to take them. You can see here, taking the bottom of the plug off. and then I'll mount them onto larger plugs. That's what we'll do with, I have 4 of them here that we're doing. Well, that's interesting. And one more. Alrighty. Those are Wolverines. We're going to get these replugged. Was going to turn on the back wall there. Over there. Camera's backwards, so that back wall. When I redid that, it's LED lit. I was going to turn that wall on for you guys for a nice backdrop. And the controller for it, I put it in a nice place so I wouldn't forget where it is, or so I wouldn't lose it. And yeah, I can't remember where I put it, so I wasn't able to turn the wall on. That figures. Just adds to my December. All right, guys. Oh, we replugged a bunch of coral here that were causing me a little bit of grief in the frag system growing on my rack. I resolved that issue. You can see here, got lots of room to grow again, and they won't cause me any more problems. So that's kind of it for the frag tank. There's a couple more pieces in there I want to do, but I don't want to keep you guys here and keep this live stream going too long. I have a couple more pieces that I also have to pull out of the main display and cut, which it's going to be a lot more involved with me getting them out. So I'm not going to keep you guys hanging in for that. However, I appreciate everybody that's hung out with me today, and we'll do it again. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for the new videos that are going to be coming out in the next few days. And that's it, guys. Until the next time, make sure you take care and happy reefing.